welcome back to the channel. I'm Destiny,
I'm Wanda.
and together we
We
are
the mother and daughter duo. Yes.
And welcome to all the new people. Hi.
Yes, thank you so much. We
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
you.
But here we are sitting down for our third health video. We are still talking about our 7 keys to success. We posted key number 1, and this is key number 2. Just a disclaimer, we're not healthcare professionals. We don't know it all, so don't
We're
come
not
for us.
psychiatrists, we're not nurses.
We don't know anything in the medical field.
None of those things. We don't know it all. We're
Mhm.
not going to pretend that we know it all. It's just something that is passionate
to us.
to us. We love health.
Yeah.
And the reason why we are bringing it to you, because it's time that we are on a health journey and we got to continue on this health journey. And if this may be you, I mean, it may not apply to everyone or everybody, but you know, if it can just kind of help to know, like I said, until you get these 7 keys under control, we're not going to never get there. And again, I want to say, Destiny, weight loss is not science. It's nothing complicated. It's the 7 keys, and once you mastered the 7 keys, there is no more. I don't care what you say or what you do. It's only 7 keys. It's not 10. It's not 8. It's only 7.
That's absolutely true.
And so go ahead.
Yeah. So we have our notes, as you can see.
And again, why we take our notes,
Yeah.
because you know, Destiny, you know, we talk about everything, as we always say, and we tend to talk a lot. And so we tend to write the way we talk.
Speak, yeah.
You know, the way we speak. And so it's easy to just, when the brain starts flowing, so that we don't miss
anything.
And like I said, it's not a one and done all, but so that we don't miss what we want to say. We kind of write it down in our own words, and sometimes it's get to going. And if I just try to remember it right off my head,
You'll forget it.
I will forget it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get right into it.
Yeah, so we're going to let Mom kick it off like it's Super Bowl.
As always.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to let Mom start.
As always. Anyway,
Mom has the juicy stuff over there.
Okay. You got some good things.
I
And you know
promise
what I
so.
like that, because we retreat to our own rooms or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how you say what you know, write down what you want to write down, and when we come together,
it's like, wow,
I'm like, wow, okay, you know,
we're almost like twins.
Like almost like I can read your thought and you can finish the sentence for me. That's a good thing. That goes to show you, sis, 4 years old. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so let me say this, Destiny and friends. I want you, dual team. I want you to hear us. We talking about healing feelings. We must learn how to find a solution and set boundaries when it comes to food. We must manage how we deal with life stresses. We have to break the cycle of eating too much because of what we are feeling. If we are not careful, we can find ourselves medicating with food. You with me, Destiny, so far? So we're talking about healing feelings, and you say to us, dual team, exactly what are you talking about? Well, we're glad that you asked that question. If you have ever been molested in an abusive relationship, have you been raped in a car accident, lost of a loved one, and you find that it's hard to get past, if you have experienced something or anything remotely close, you may be feeling all sorts of emotions. But understand this, you won't feel like that, Destiny, always. This too shall pass. You may be wondering if it will happen again. Now, we can't promise you that it won't. But what we can assure you, that if you got past it the first time, you will do it again. Do that make sense? Are you with me so far, Siobhan? Listen and hear me good, friends. Sometimes, Destiny, we try to pray our way out of things. You know what I'm saying? And prayer is good. However, sometimes we got to sit in it. We can't run. I know it sounds cliche. I'm going to bring you back to Teddy, my favorite artist, music artist, Teddy Pendergrass. He got a song say, "You can't run, you can't hide. Look in the mirror, and there you are." You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes we got to sit in it. We got to be still. You are in other words, you have to get You have to meet it dead on. It's probably going to be the hardest thing that you're going to have to do, but you're going to have to meet it dead on. You can't get away from it. You're going to have to meet it dead on from right where you're going to have to sit in it. Some people Destiny have what is called survivor's guilt. Now you're probably saying, Mommy, where you going with that this time? Let's just say, for instance, Siobhan, if you and I was together, God forbid, and more than likely this will happen to me. We in a car accident and I lose you for some reason or another. The first thing that I'm gonna probably think is, God, why my daughter and why not me? They call it survivor's guilt, because I wouldn't be able to understand it because I'm of an older age and you got your whole life ahead of you. I would question God as to say, and I would ask him, God, why my daughter and not me? They call it survivor's guilt. And then I'm going to say to you, you probably say to yourself, you don't deserve to be living. But what I'm going to say, Siobhan, that you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't find out the reason that God kept you here. Do that make sense? I'm hoping, Duotine. I know it can be confusing sometimes. If I'm not careful, I will bring my own stuff around. But what I say that to say, survivor's guilt. And sometimes we say to ourselves, we don't deserve to be here. But again, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't find out what is your purpose in life. Why am I still here? And so, because of you asking yourself, I need you to show compassion to yourself and ask yourself, what is wrong? Remember we talked about being still? Remember I told you we try to pray our way out of things. But after we have prayed, you know what I'm saying, after we have sat in it for a while and we have sat still, I want you to go to God and I want you to pray. And if it takes you a second time and a third time, I need you to invite God. We need you to invite God into your life. And I promise you that you won't be disappointed. You see, we don't try everything else. We don't try to do it our way. We don't try to do it this way. We don't try to hide in the closet. But I guarantee you that if you try God, you won't be disappointed. He's never failed you yet, I'm sure, because you're still here. Do that make sense? And so I'm going to go on to continue to say thing that Mommy want to talk about. I know that you remember us doing the video. We was talking about one of our videos, we was talking about the power of forgiveness. And you know, forgiveness is very important. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for yourself. And so in the meantime, while we holding on with so much anger, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But I want you to think about this, Destiny, for a second. I want you, or not only us, but you know the people that is, I want you to think about this. A person of that magnitude, Destiny, they don't care about you one way or another. 9 times out of 10, more than likely, they've gone on with their life. Probably praying on the next victim. They're praying on them. So while you sitting there, in the meantime, you're broken, they've gone on. But don't let your past be a predictor of your future. Because if you do, then what happens? They win. And don't you deserve so much more than what somebody does? Aren't you so much more than that? I want you to just sit and just for a second. We are so much more than what you want me to be or you trying to make me to be. We are so much more than that. You say one thing, but God says otherwise. We are so much more than that. Stop medicating ourselves with food. Or it can be drugs, alcohol, for whatever reason. We got to stop medicating ourselves. Some people use drugs, medication, alcohol. Let's stop medicating ourselves. We want you to know this, Destiny, hear me, that our minds are sharp and our bodies are very intelligent. Imagine what you might have wanted your body to do, but it seems as if though it betrayed you. I know it hurts. We know. It's no doubt about it. So, Siobhan, you with me so far. But we all, Destiny, have stress. At times we are angry, we have feelings of sadness. We feel as if though we can't go on for whatever reason. We just don't think that we can get through it. Those are emotions. Have you ever found yourself that's just eating for no reason at all? Let me just tell you what I mean when I say that. If you get into an argument with your boyfriend or your husband, you eat. If you had a bad day at the job, you eat. Mm-hmm. You can be on a highway and somebody cuts you off for whatever reason, you eat. And I know it's oftentimes we reward ourselves with foods, because I'm guilty of that too. Our emotions can stop us from getting healthy if we don't get things under control. Emotions is very powerful. We eat off of, if we like me, if I'm happy, I eat. If I'm sad, I eat. If I laugh, I eat. For whatever reasons, we got to get it under control. Pay attention to when you are full, and when you're no longer hungry, you got to stop. I want you to pay attention to mindless eating. I mean, you ever go in the kitchen, Destiny, and you could be you're downstairs and you don't know what you're looking for, and you're not hungry. You just start picking for things. You just start eating. Just not even hungry. Sometimes people eat out of boredom. They don't have no reason. But please, I want y'all to have a plan in place for those life stresses. Call a friend if you have to. Call that support buddy. Whoever, whatever you see fit, that it's okay not to be okay. If it's mental counseling that you need, if it's a buddy that you can call, have a plan. And speaking of that, Siobhan, I'm going to take you back. You said, well, Mom, what that have to do with anything? Siobhan, when people, when you talk about rape and molestation and all of these, it was hush-hush for a long time. But you remember when Oprah talked about being raped or she was molested? When Oprah started to talk about it, everybody came out of the woods. I started to hear from Gabrielle, Tyler Perry, Taraji P. Henson. Like, people just saying, Lady Gaga. Tyler Perry talk about, and
Kevin Gates, just to throw
for one way or another, people just seems, it's like almost like they thought of Oprah as a god. When she came out, everybody said, well, I might as well tell my truth too. But I say this to say, Siobhan, be kind to yourself. You deserve to be cared for, and celebrate your growth. Find a balance. We often get so lost in the process that we forget to pray. We forget to take times out. We forget to take time out. Do that make sense, Siobhan? Mm-hmm. And Siobhan, I know that you say, Mommy, go on and on and on.
You're fine.
I wanted to keep on it. I wanted to say something. So like I said, we get lost in the process, and we forget to take time to celebrate our growth. Sometimes we don't even know that we're there. You know what I'm saying? Because life get overwhelming. But anyway, you go, because I'll keep going. You take it away this time.
In many cases, we are our own worst critics. We are. Let's admit. We will blame ourselves. We will blame and rip ourselves apart. Stay up until midnight asking, why is this happening to me? Or why me? Well, I want to ask the audience, well, why not you? God doesn't put any more on us that cannot be handled by what He calls His chosen ones. All that doesn't make you weak has to make you stronger. All the crying you do won't change anything that has taken place. But what we can do is step forward, taking the other foot out the grave. Constantly wallowing in self-pity is just a one-way ticket to eating everything you see in sight. All because of what? You can't get a grip on your emotions?
So let me say this. And I know that you didn't cut me off, but you said something. You said you're chosen one. Mm-hmm. I liked this part. You said that God don't put on, and He don't. God don't put on you destiny no more than you can handle. If He sent it to you, He must know. I'm not going to say He does know that you are equipped to handle just that. Mm-hmm. Everything in life happens for a reason. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine. Go ahead. And it's funny because I meant to say a lot of things when Mom was talking, but it just slipped my mind. But Like when she was talking about the food and the alcohol and drugs, you can use anything to self-medicate. So I definitely agree with everything my mom was saying. You know, some individuals carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Do you know someone like that? 'Cause I do. For instance, my mom, she carries the weight of her shoulders.
I do. And you know what, Siobhan, I know I said I wasn't going to cut
You're
you
fine.
off, but that's me.
Yeah.
You know, I tend to take on more
Everyone else's
than I
problems.
can handle and everybody else's problems. For instance, and when I talk about this, I know a lot of people struggle with too. I hear one of the first people come to mind is Michelle Obama. I hear a lot of people, for instance, you remember that situation that happened with George Floyd? And it seems like like I said, if you didn't feel anything from that, then you don't have no type of, you don't have a heart, you don't have no sympathy. That thing still bothers me to the day. I know Michelle Obama talked about her struggles.
Yeah.
You know, when that happened, and so that's why I stay away from the news, because I can carry over the news. Weeks and weeks will come if I'm not careful. I tend to go ahead.
Linger on.
It can prove to be too much for mommy.
I understand.
So I stay away.
I understand though. It can be hard. Yeah. It can be hard. You know, a lot of people went into depression, for example, when COVID-19 occurred. We were trapped in a house for over a year. I just want you to pause. A year is a long time to be on lockdown.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear you.
And then even still, we were in the house for a little over a year. So that was a lot. I had a hard time with it myself because I don't like staying in the house. So it was,
our future was uncertain.
Really difficult for me as well. And if we did go out, we had to be back in at a certain time. They put us on a curfew like we were kids. I said, really? A curfew?
Yeah. When we had to
Please be back in your home at such and such.
Yeah. That's
wow.
True. We're using a little humor in it, but
yeah,
it's so true.
Yeah, if you ask me, the world became like a prison. Our homes became the cells, and outside for that certain period of time was recreation.
Just like prison.
Yeah.
And you stuck in your shell all day. I hear mommy hear where you're going with it. And the little time that they gave us to go outside, it was like you better get a little fun in, or it was recreation.
Yeah. Even after, we still couldn't return to work, school, or even travel without them demanding you get this vaccine. And it could be a lot, you know. The question that put fear into everyone was what was happening, and why was there such a dire need for us to get this vaccine? You know, like what? It's not like they said, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. We advise you to take this vaccine, but they said, no, you have to take it. You can't go back to work unless you take it. You can't travel unless you take it. You can't go back to school unless you take it. I'm like, well, what's in that thing? Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to take something where it's just like, you're making me take it. Like, remember when the whole thing, we had that vaccination card, so going to a place, something as simple as a restaurant?
Yeah, that's
Come on now.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
It threw people, Destiny.
It did a number.
I talk about like it, you know, like mentally it did something to people, because again, like I said, our future was uncertain. We were scared.
Yeah.
And then they talking about something else is coming. It's like it's constant. Like it's one thing after another. You just don't know. I'm sorry, baby.
No, you're fine. Some people were getting vaccinated and then dropping dead the next day.
I remember a lady that again, I hate to cut you off. When the lady, I remember you can hear the pain. She said that she was with her son, and all was well, and they convinced her to tell her son that he needed to be vaccinated. And it was on a Friday. That Saturday morning, he was dead. No signs of COVID-19. He was doing well. Came home from work, went into the room, Siobhan, all was well. Woke up Saturday morning, and she's without her son.
Sorry, guys, they're doing firecrackers right there. That's why I kind of paused.
Sorry,
but you're fine. Okay, so yeah, people were also afraid of the effects it could have on their bodies. You know, again, like I said, what was in this vaccine? And even now, it still isn't over. There's a new variant of COVID-19 on the rise. So it's never ending, you know? And can you imagine, you know, all of that? It's still continuing, and it's just like, okay, like, it's still here. Oh my God, what are we
In
supposed
other
to do?
words, what I basically say is, when can we exhale?
When can we exhale?
I don't
you
think
know?
we're going to ever be able to let our guard down.
No.
Mm-hmm.
People can go into this thing where they're going through disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
You have a difficult time acknowledging what happened, or you may, as Mom expressed earlier, be afraid that it might happen to you again. And that's understandable. If something bad happened, you're like, oh my God. The first thing you think, at least what I think, is, what if this happens again? Like, just like how we all said about COVID, what if it happens again? And sure enough, here's COVID 2.0, I like to call it. It's still here. It's coming back. And anger. People may encounter severe emotions of rage or frustration aimed at themselves, others, or even the situation that they're going through. And although it's not intended to lash out on someone who may be trying to help you, but it can be frustrating when it's just like, oh, like, come on now. This is a lot right now. And then denial. You're never going to admit and face the truth, you know?
Some
Like,
people don't want to see things for what it's worth.
Some people don't want to see, you know. I heard someone I love and admire very much, Matthew McConaughey, say once, why don't you believe it? It's right in front of your face. Like, why don't you believe something that you can clearly see? You know? We don't want to see those red flags or anything.
We apologize. They're acting like clowns.
They are clowning. Okay. So we don't want to see the red flags for what they are. And depression. I can't express this one enough. We have to be careful because depression does not have a look.
I hear you, baby.
It does not have a look, okay? It looks like me and you and Mom and anyone else, but you never know. So we have to be very careful because we'll think like we're happy, we'll go into a slump. We don't want to interact with people. We don't want to get out of bed, take a shower, go outside, eat, and even the thought of ending our lives can cross the mind.
We've had friends to do just that.
So we want to be extra careful.
We're looking dead at them, and we can't even see the signs because there are no signs. Yeah. It's disguised. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And so when we lost, you know, some loved ones in our family, you know, from suicide.
It broke me really bad.
There is no warning.
I don't want to get off topic, but there was someone who I know who posted something about suicide, and I kind of reacted in a way to protect him, and
you got kind of some backlash.
I kind of got some backlash from it, and I was just like,
but it's serious. Those are some things that you don't want to say because you don't know if that person is going to act upon it.
Yeah.
So I like to think that you did the right thing.
So I don't know. I thought I was helping, but apparently I just did the most, I guess. But suicide is real, so that's the reason why I decided to do what I decided to do. But just check on those people because you know it. You don't want to. Yeah, John was my best friend. I had no idea he was going through this. He was an amazing guy. He's dead now. Like, oh my God, you know, such and such died. Who? Mike? Yeah, Mike, our best friend, Mike. He died.
I didn't know.
What do you mean? What was going on? We don't know.
Yeah. I know it sounds funny, but you know, it's true.
It's hard.
It's hard.
How do you know you're healing? Keyword, healing, because it's a continuing process. So, I feel like, for one, you won't no longer need to fake that smile. I'm sorry, but you know, every day you have to be like, it'll just be natural, you know. You'll jump out of bed. You'll notice that you'll slowly get back into the rhythm of what makes you joyful. Whether it's something small as reading a book, taking a walk, going to the mall, hanging out with a friend, exercising, whatever it was that it used to be that made you happy, that'll be a clear indication that you're on the right track. It'll just feel right, almost like true love.
Like when we talked about the reason you would know it's right, it'll feel right.
It'll feel right.
And sometimes people don't know that's crying is healing. You know what I'm saying? And another way you can know is that if you're not reliving that same thing in your head over and over, and if it's not constant, you got that zest for life. You know, you've been putting off that travel, now all of a sudden you want to do it. You want to go see your friends, you want to go to the movies, and you don't mind being alone neither, Sharon. You know, sometimes when we've been harmed or something traumatic has happened to us, we always want to be around people. But when you start to heal, you don't mind being alone. You know that it's okay that you're alone. You know, you're not constantly looking over your head. You're not looking for something. And so those are clear signs that you know that you're healing. You know, Siobhan, you had some good ones. I knew, for somehow or another, when you say I knew that you was going to say Matthew McConaughey.
I love Matthew McConaughey. Matthew, if you're watching, I love you. But,
you're truly something else. But Siobhan, you know what? You made some great points.
You know
what I'm saying? Like we said, you know, Siobhan, we don't know it all.
Yeah, we don't.
But we know that if you're going to have nutrition success, there's no other keys, baby. You're going to have to nail these 7 right here. And once you nail them,
it's bulletproof.
It's bulletproof. It's an all and done deal. Now, do you have to be perfect? Absolutely. I don't know of a person that is perfect. Perfect. But what I'm saying, but if you implement these, and if you're 90% there, you got this. Yeah. Because we got to have it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no room to keep playing around with my health. For instance, the nosebleeds that I'm having, but just sitting there and out of the blue, that pressure is elevated. But anyway, I hope that we made some good points.
Yeah. Okay, Dual Team, we have made it to the end of the video. We hope, as always, that we gave you guys some great pointers.
Some food for thought.
Some things to take into consideration as you continue on about your day, night, wherever you are after you click off of this video. Dual Team, we love you. You guys. We love you guys.
That means you, and you.
We love you guys
yes,
so much.
Do.
Thank you for everything, because there would be no The Mother and Daughter Duo. You guys made it happen. Make sure you guys give this video a big thumbs up, like, share, comment, and please turn
and don't
your
forget to thank our
bell.
new subscribers.
Yes, and all of our new supporters.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yes, so click that notification bell. I would hate for you to miss a video and be like, oh my God, where was I? I wasn't in the loop. So hit that bell, guys. We love you all, and we thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.